Hi, hello, how are you? Good morning, happy Thursday. It's August 1st and I'm wearing a sweater. It's gonna be 94, 95 degrees today, but I am having a rough time, so I put on a sweater because I want to be not just comfy, but cozy. So today we are cranking the AC and pretending that it's fall. It is gloomy and overcast outside, so I feel like that just adds to it perfectly. Family-wise, we just got some like upsetting news about my dad. He's been sick for a while, trying to figure out what that is. And I'm the oldest and I have control issues, so it's really hard for me to be 600 miles away from him and not be able to do anything. I can't help other than answering his phone calls. That's it. Like, I can send groceries to the house, but I can't do anything. And in this situation, it's like we just have to wait on doctors and appointments and other people, and I'm not good at that. So I put a sweater on. I took tomorrow off just to give my brain a bit of a break. I'm trying to get done work as much as possible today so that I don't feel too bad about taking tomorrow off, but I really just needed it. I just need to sleep in, decompress. I have a nail appointment at 2, so I was gonna take a half day anyways. I just took the full day. I just need some comfort and me time. Me time does include my husband though, but I just needed to take the time off. I feel like I'm rambling. I wanted to walk you through my TBR for August. August is my birthday month. It's also my sister's birthday in a few days. My aunt's birthday is on the 11th. My sister's is the 8th. My aunt's is the 11th. Mine's the 30th. And my niece, my youngest niece, Catalina, hers is the 31st. And then I have another aunt whose birthday is September 4th. So it's birthday month in my family. We have them grouped. We have 5 birthdays in August, 4 or 5 birthdays in January, and then again 4 or 5 birthdays in March, April. So that's not relevant, but it is my birthday month, so I might be doing a book haul at the end of the month. We shall see. I am starting off with Murder Your Employer. This was the last book that I was supposed to read last month, and I just didn't get to it. I probably could have. I tried listening to it on audiobook at the gym, and the beginning, before you even get to the actual story, there's a foreword, and it's a lot of detail about this homicide society. So it's Murder Your Employer, the McMaster's Guide to Homicide. And it is about people who become deletionists, not murderers, who kill out of necessity. I'm not 100% sure. But our main character attempts to kill his boss. His boss is awful and condescending. He plants evidence on people to get them fired. One of their coworkers committed suicide over something that he did, and another of their coworkers was killed. So he attempts to murder his boss. He gets caught. He's being followed by the McMaster Society. They approach him. They lay out all of the details of his plans and tell him, "We've caught you," and then they go, "Better luck next time though, right? Let's fix this. Let's do this right." So I'm only 32 pages in, and it's my first book of this month. And then, kind of going with this macabre, weird theme, I'm going to read A Peculiar Peril. This is by Jeff Vandermeer. I really love the cover, and that's why I bought it. But it is about this kid whose grandfather passes away and leaves his house to him. And he goes, and it's this crazy hoarder's mess. And he discovers, I think his grandfather's also a part of some sort of society. There's a little bit of magic, but not witchy magic. I also tried reading this a couple of months ago and just wasn't into it because of the other books that I was reading at the time, but this is my next one. And then I'm going to read The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. I don't know a ton about this. It looks like it's set in Madrid. That's what it says. I just love everything that Leigh Bardugo does. So I'm going to read this. And then The Invocations by Kristen Sutherland. I read House of Hollow by her last year and loved it. Devoured it in like 2 days. It was so good. Again, the goriness, the horror is very macabre. And it's done so well. It's just the perfect amount. I also bought this as a cover buy. I love when we print on the hardcover. That is just so satisfying for me. But I'm also going to read this. It says 3 girls, 1 supernatural killer on the loose. That sounds perfect. And then finally, The Gifts That Bind Us. I read All Our Hidden Gifts last year. Really enjoyed it. It's set in Ireland. It's got like Celtic, spooky, paranormal vibes. These girls, in the first book, one of them goes missing. She is like captured by a Celtic spirit who takes her like underwater, so she's turned into water for a little bit, and her friend is kind of accused of being a suspect. I don't fully remember all of the details, but once she comes back from that other place, this entire friend group realizes that they have some like special abilities that are paranormal. And I don't feel like I'm explaining this very well, but I tried to read this again last year, got maybe like 50 pages in, just wasn't really feeling it. But this is something that I struggle with, and I'm determined to finish this. I think I have audiobooks for 2, maybe 3 of these, which should help. And then outside of these, I also just plan to read at least volume 7 of the Frieren manga, which should hopefully be new information, which I'm really looking forward to. It is past what I've already seen in the animation series, and I want more. So those are the books that I'm going to be reading. This was super rambly. I am going to go sit on the couch, turn the air on, get under a blanket, and work. And I will update you later. Good morning. Happy Monday. It is 11 o'clock and I just wanted to update you guys on my reading. I am in the middle of Murder Your Employer and my period. That's like a side note, but it gives you a little bit of an insight into how I'm feeling today and how this week is going to go. I am 221 pages into this book, so just a little over halfway. I have down to finish it Wednesday, I think, and I'm enjoying it. It took me a little bit of time to get into. I also have 2 bug bites that I just got on my ankle. Our laundry unit is like around, it's in our apartment complex, but it's like around the little corner. While I was doing laundry, I got bit, so my ankles are so itchy right now, but I am enjoying it. The premise is that this guy tries to murder his boss, and he is unsuccessful. He gets stopped by the like McMaster's group, and they basically tell him like, your plan would have failed anyways, so we saved you and we want you to try again. We want you to come to our school, learn how to be a better murderer, and give this a go later. So he goes through all of this training. He's got this mysterious sponsor who is paying for him to go. He takes all these classes on like poisoning and fitness and different ways to murder people basically, and makes a couple of friends. There's like a kid there that is only there because of his parents' money. So he is not great at this. There's like a girl he has a bit of a crush on. There's a couple guys that he's in like competition with. It's very interesting. It's very like dark academia. They wear uniforms. They're in this like old castle that's been renovated for this. I really enjoyed it, but he has been deemed ready to go back out into the world and attempt his murder again. So he was working at this like airplane company, and he created a W-10, which is an airplane, and there were minor flaws to it. Each plane has minor flaws, but I guess it should be okay. Like, they're planned errors that could potentially happen, and his boss puts in a bunch more errors so that in the future, when these problems arise, they can create software patches to charge the consumer more money to basically fix the problem that they created. And when he brings this up to his boss plants evidence in his car that he's like a conspirator and he's trying to steal some of their plans, and gets him fired. And his boss has done this to tons of people. He blackmails women that he sleeps with. He brings them into his office. He drugs them and he takes pictures of them. He dates women who are confident women at his job, tears them down, and then immediately dumps them and dates other people. He just enjoys being a terrible person just to be a terrible person. And one of their coworkers, Cora, when she finds out that he has these naked pictures of her, kills herself, which is just so awful. Another one of the guys dies, and everyone thinks that like this guy, Cliff, has like disappeared off the face of the earth, but really he's at this like homicide school, murdering school. They call it deletion. They're deletists and they delete people, which I think is just kind of funny terminology, but the school believes in killing people who deserve it to make the world better. So they feel justified in helping Cliff kill his boss because his boss has inadvertently been responsible for the ruination of multiple people's lives, and just is awful. Reading about some of the things that he's doing, especially to women and the way that he treats them, is so gross to me, but I'm still really enjoying it. I might be able to finish it tonight while I am crocheting. It just depends. I didn't read Saturday. We babysat our niece, and that was really great. She did a fantastic job. And then I started listening to it when I was out running errands yesterday. I had lunch with my mom. I didn't go to the gym because I'm on my period and I just don't like to go the first couple of days. But I had lunch with my mom to kind of discuss all of the things that are going on with my dad. And then I went to Target and I got these, which are so cute. I don't know what I'm going to put in them. I thought that the like space that you had was just going to be this, but it's this whole thing. And I genuinely don't know what I'm going to be putting in them, but they were $5 each. There is a third one that's in like a green color that I really want. I just had a really shitty week and I wanted to treat myself. I also got this shirt that says Big Bear, California. I'm really into cropping my shirts right now. I feel like they just look better on me because I have a short torso. So I cropped it and I'm wearing it. I'm just trying to ensure that I have a good week. Last week was so rough because of the family stuff that we have going on, but I'm really trying to make this week better. I'm off Friday is my scheduled Friday. We don't have plans. I need a good week, but I'm going to go. I did want to update you on my crochet tapestry, but I think I will do that another time maybe. I will update you now actually just really quickly because I'm about to start working on like the lettering, but here is how it looks so far. I'm not even really sure if it's fully in frame, but I have like the mountain, Ramiel, and then just some like filigree on the sides and the 3 stars. So this is like partially Reese's tattoo on his knees, and I'm just having a really good time, but I'm almost done. I think I'm up to like 102 rows and there's about 143. So I still have like 41 rows left. I'm hoping to finish this week. I really need to because I have other things that I want to start working on that are Christmas gifts. And one thing that is like a Halloween item. I'm hoping to finish this week and then either start working, I think I have to start working on the Halloween blanket that I want to list the pattern for, and then also be able to take pictures of and potentially sell the one that I make or keep it for myself. But I also want to make one for my sister, and I want her to have that before October, so that gives me 3 months. But I also want to make the Princess Mononoke. I also want to start working on some stuff. My dad really wants a blanket, and I haven't said it, but he has cancer, so we've been dealing with that, and I wanted to make the blanket for him for Christmas, but now I'm kind of wanting to make it for him to take with him when he has to do chemo treatment, if that's the route that they go, and just kind of for him to have it now. But there's just so much to work on and so little time. But I'm making progress with this, and that makes me feel good. I am rambling and just stuttering a bit, so I will update you when I have finished Murder Your Employer. Hello, happy Saturday. I am just sitting on the couch. I've been reading, kind of trying to read. I got up a little bit late today at like 10:30. I came out here and I was just on my phone for a bit, started reading, got a little bit hungry, went to the grocery store, came back, ate, and now I'm trying to read again. I wanted to update you because I finished Murder Your Employer and I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. The ending, I just really enjoyed. It kind of sucked for like one of the characters. So the story follows 3 different students who are at this like homicide school. And when I updated you last time, I was talking about like the different types of murders that they're doing. And the last half of the book is obviously them leaving the school and completing their thesis, enacting these murders. So our like main character, who a lot of the perspective is from, Cliff, he does complete his thesis. He murders his former boss. I can't remember what his name is right now, but he's able to do it. He kind of gets him in like a bind in a way that there is no out, and he tricks him. He goes to really great lengths to set him up for weeks as having like gambling debts, as realizing that like the changes that he made to the airplane plans were really bad, and he doesn't know how to get himself out of this. He lost a lot of money on gambling debts and commits suicide, but really Cliff is the one who sets it all up. And there's a moment where the boss kind of thinks that he has him, and he's like, what about, I can't remember what the wife's name is, Judith or something like that, her, like, I can implicate her, we wouldn't want anything to happen. And he's like, you know, you got me, okay, let's write these notes where I will take full responsibility for this, and you'll be fine as long as you leave her alone. And it's a setup as well. It was just done really, really nicely, and I enjoyed it. And Dulcie, she's the actress, she is able to complete hers. She murders her boss, who is like her manager. She's an actress. She's able to murder him, but the guy that replaces him at their studio is even worse and wants her to do all of these low budget films all over the country, so she gets to travel, but she's still not doing the like hard-hitting A-list movies that she thought she was going to do. She's doing all these B-list movies that are in other countries and where it's not even her voice. So she does the acting and then it gets dubbed by somebody in that language. So she's kind of upset at the way things panned out and it not going how she was thinking it would. And then our final one, Gemma, she is unable to complete her deletion because she finds out that her boss is pregnant. And there's like a couple of rules that you have to kind of go over, questions to ask yourself whether this like murder is worth it, and one of them is, will anybody else be harmed through this deletion? And technically yes. So as much as she dislikes her boss, Marcy is barking, as much as she dislikes her boss, this baby doesn't deserve to die. So She originally had planned to like take her on a hiking trip and lure her to these caves where if you make a misstep, you fall into this stream that like just quickly drowns you and carries you away. She's unable to do that, so she sets up in their like parking garage for all of the scaffolding and like concrete cinder blocks to fall on her. And then she realizes, like right before it's supposed to happen, her boss says like, I've trapped this guy, I'm pregnant, a proposal is soon to come. And the blocks fall and Gemma throws her body over her, and she thinks that that's it, like she's failed, so they are going to come kill her, because that is like the school's standard. You can't know about us and not be a successful deletionist, so we will have to delete you. But they tell her that she made the right decision, and they ask her to come be a teacher there, and they also ask Cliff to come be a teacher. They do not offer Dulcie a position. I think there's like hints that maybe she could provide some like acting skills, but as far as when the book ends, she is not a teacher. She is stuck in this like new life that is potentially a little bit worse for her than it was before she killed her old stage manager. So I really enjoyed it, and now I'm reading, I took the cover off, A Peculiar Peril by like John Vandermeer or something, Jeff Vandermeer. I started this at the beginning of the year and it's been on my TBR for a few months, and then I just kind of left it off. But I felt like the vibes, the dark academia is what I was getting from like the McMasters a little bit, but a little more thrillery. And then this just kind of has similar vibes. I don't know how to explain it, but it is about this kid whose grandfather leaves him his mansion, and it's like a hoarder's nest. It's got tons of stuff in it, but he's been left all of these clues, and there's like hints about a secret society, the Order of the Third Door. In the basement there are like portals to other worlds through these doors, but like very particular instructions, and there are other people who want access to these doors and to some of the things hidden in the mansion. So he's there, he's been told that he needs to catalog everything in the house, and his friends come and stay with him, so that's what he's doing. And there is like this mysterious person that keeps sneaking into the house. He's following her, and through one of the doors there are other doors. So there's like 3 main doors. He's only supposed to go through the first one, is what he's been told. Never go through the second or third. So he goes through the first door, and in that door there's a door that leads to his hometown. So it kind of gives you the impression that the grandfather has been watching over him this whole time. But he follows this lady through another door, and that's kind of like where we've left off. And it's a little mysterious. I'm wanting some like spooky, comforting vibes right now. I'm over summer. I'm so over it. I'm like just craving soup and my leggings and sweaters, and I'm gonna go and get Marcy, and I'll be right back. And the cold. I'm just over summer and like frustrated that it's the first week of August and we are probably not going to get any cool weather for like 2 months. So I just ordered some like shorts from Shein. I just need like, I only have like 1 pair of like workout shorts and then some longer like biker shorts, but I just needed some other things to be able to wear around the house so that I'm not so hot all the time and uncomfortable. So we'll see how those work out when I get them back, but I am going to continue reading and I will update you guys later. Good morning, happy Sunday. I don't think I've updated you all week, maybe longer. I just haven't been reading a ton. I'm still reading A Peculiar Peril, and I am only about 200 pages in. I think I'm just not in a reading slump, but I have been doing a lot of reading. I'm already at 40 books, and my goal is 50 this year. So I am very ahead. I know part of it is because of the graphic novels, but I am ahead. So I feel like I just was like, I'm just going to take a little bit of a break. And so I have not finished A Peculiar Peril. I'm supposed to be going to the grocery store after this, but it's only 11:30. So I was kind of considering going to Starbucks and reading, but at the same time I just want to grocery shop, and come home and play Stardew Valley. I am obsessed right now. This girl who live streams on TikTok in the mornings, she just popped up. She like dual streams, so she's also on Twitch at the same time. I like kept running into her videos and I got like stuck into watching one of them the other day and just enjoyed it so much. And she gives all of these like tips and things, and Stardew is very freeform. Like there's things that you can do but you don't have to do them, and there's no real like goals, and there are some things that are tasks that are only triggered by you doing other tasks. So I don't think this is like a real thing in the game, but it's like only if you give Emily a melon on a Tuesday does she then give you this key that unlocks the sewer grate that takes you on this side quest. And it's like, there are things that if you don't do them, you don't unlock other parts of the game, which is fine, but I just feel really overwhelmed not having a goal and having it be like outlined of what I'm trying to do. And there's so much more that you can do in this than you could do in Animal Crossing, which I loved the simplicity of, and just how like relaxing and fun it was. And I played like height of COVID with a bunch of my coworkers where we were like in meetings and just listening to our boss, but had our switches on, and we were like, hey, who's got the highest count for I think it's turnips. That's what it was. I could not remember. Who has the highest count for them? Okay, we're all going to Maria's island, or you're all coming to my island. And that was so much fun. And that's really why I loved it so much. But I've been obsessed with it, and I feel like I'm making good progress towards like little goals that I've set for myself. So that's what I've been doing all week. I did finish my Valaris tapestry. It's not fully finished, but it says Valaris. And I'm so happy with it. I got a dowel that I'm going to put on today. I had to wait for my husband to be off so that he could cut it down, because it was 36 inches and this is only like 27. So I needed 6 inches cut off. I think it's 24. And I needed 6 inches cut off and a new hole drilled into one side. And he did that for me yesterday. So today when I get home, I'm going to attach it and potentially weave in the ends, or just tie them up and cut them really short. This is just for me. And then I'm going to hang it on the wall over here. You can't see, well, maybe. I have like that space there, ooh, here, between my, like our storage unit and my bookshelves. And I have like a chair down here that you can't really see, but I'm trying to finish that, start a Halloween blanket. And I'm also trying to make progress on my temperature blanket, which is what I've been doing this week, but not as much as I was hoping because I got so sucked into Stardew Valley. And although I do feel like I'm slumping with reading, I did buy some books. A very big treat yourself girl, and everything that's going on with like my family and my dad and stuff. I just really wanted to do something nice for myself. And last Sunday I had lunch with my aunts and my nana and my mom. And one of my aunts, even though I'm almost 30, gave me $60, and I went and put some gas in, and then I went to Barnes & Noble and I bought some books. So the first one of them that I got is The Vanishing Stair by Maureen Johnson. This is book 2 to Truly Devious. So I'm thinking I'm going to save this until October. It is a little dark academia based. Our like main character is obsessed with a murder that happened at the school that she's at. Before it used to be a school, it was just like some rich guy's house. And that's like what her thesis is on. And so she's studying there now. And the like similar events to what happened before in the 80s, I think, are happening again. And she's like unlocking things that the police weren't able to discover before. And somebody dies. And they're kind of like trying to figure that out. It's been a while since I read it, but I did really enjoy it. So I bought this. They haven't had it at Barnes & Noble in a while. And I get kind of weird about having to order it. I'm like, I'll just get something else because I want it right then. Which is dumb because 90% of the time I don't read the book that I bought immediately. I also picked up Masters of Death by Olivia Blake. I really enjoy her writing. I was disappointed with the Atlas Complex. Ugh. That came off so nicely. But I enjoy her reading. I really liked One for My Enemy. That was so good. I enjoyed Lev and Sasha so much. I don't know what this is about. Oh, right. It's about a vampire and a medium, and they like team up to sell a house, something like that. But I love the sprayed edges, I love the cover, and I'm just really hoping that this is good. Again, something I might save for October. And then this was on the buy one get one 50% off table with Masters of Death, which is why I picked it up. A lot of the other books on there I've already purchased, or I just wasn't interested in reading, but I got the Briar Book of the Dead by A.G. Slater. The back was interesting, so that's why I selected it. It says, Elle Briar is the first non-witch to be born into her family for generations. When her grandmother suddenly dies, Elle's cousin Audra rises to the position of Briar Witch, ruling over the town of Silverton and propelling Ellie into her new role as steward. As she navigates fresh challenges, an unexpected new ability to see and speak to the dead leads her to uncover sinister family secrets, stories of burnings, lost grimoires, and evil spells. She is forced to decide who to trust as a devastating plot threatens to destroy everything the Briar Witches have sacrificed so much to build. I love witches, so I purchased it. I really like the cover. It looks like a spooky grimoire, which I like. And then I bought one more book. What Happens After Midnight by K.L. Walther. So I read, it's right here, The Summer of Broken Rules last week and devoured it. I loved it so much. It was actually like 2 weeks ago, I think. It was so good. I loved her writing. It was so easy. And this one also kind of has like an Assassin's game mixed into it, which was one of my favorite parts of this, is that they're like at Martha's Vineyard, it's summer, and her whole family is playing a game of Assassins, and that's what like the storyline is surrounding. So for this one, it says, the game is almost afoot. Who will join my band of fools? Email thejester@gmail.com with your answer. And then Lily Hopper has 2 more weeks until she's officially finished with boarding school. With graduation quickly approaching, Lily is worried that she somehow missed out on the fun of being in high school. So when she receives a mysterious note inviting her to join the anonymous senior class jester in executing the end of year prank, Lily sees her chance to put her goody two-shoes reputation behind her. So she's helping with the senior prank in a mysterious way. And again, it even has praise for The Summer of Broken Rules. I loved it so much, and I feel like I'm wanting to get into some romancy books like this. So she has 3 other books, this and 2 other ones, so I might read that next. If I don't feel like I can get into A Peculiar Peril today, I might just put it aside, try to come back to it again, which sucks that like I read 100 pages the first time, put it down, I read another 100 pages, still just not fully sucked into it, and now I'm potentially going to move on to something else. So I will update you guys later on whatever it is that I decide to read on, if I decide to put down A Peculiar Peril, if I pick something else up. But I think 3 of the 4 books that I purchased I'm going to potentially save until October. I really love creating a really good October TBR and just having it be spooky and cozy and dark academia. It is just the best because it doesn't get cool in California until October. And it's not until like the end of October around Halloween, that it starts getting cold. So it just feels like the best way to start off that season. So I will talk to you guys later.